Welcome to the Lead Pedal Podcast with your host Bruce Outridge, where he talks all things trucking. Now let's get rolling.
Hello, welcome to Lead Pedal Podcast. I'm your host, Bruce Outridge. This is episode number 990. That's right, we're getting close to that big triple figure mark. Today, we're going to be talking about some of the hot topics we've been talking about on Lead Pedal Radio on our LPR live show. And women in the industry has been the main topic that we've talked about the last few weeks. So we're going to be talking about that and how they apply to the trucking industry. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Hey folks, Bison Transport is looking for owner-operators, and if that is you, they want to talk to you. Here's what they can offer you as an independent owner-operator. Their goal is to help you grow and maximize your profits. You need a strategy to increase revenue while minimizing operational expenses. Bison's exclusive owner-operator program provides you with the benefits of a large fleet while running your independent operation. Look at things like their strong fuel discount. Bison has a dedicated fuel team who negotiate discounts for our owner-operators by working with our preferred suppliers. By leveraging their fleet of over 2,000 trucks, they have the buying power to ensure they receive one of the strongest fuel discounts in the business. Hey, how about free fuel advice? That's right, Bison offers valuable trip-based fuel advice for you via satellite message to owner-operators free of charge. An owner-operator who takes advantage of this information can save up to $3,000 a year. And the best thing of all, Bison has new rates. That's right, Bison has increased the rates for long-haul cross-border owner-operators. This includes a U.S. premium increase of 2 cents a U.S. mile, and that's not all. Bison has an additional premium for owner-operators who hold a valid Fast Card. Where can you find out more? Well, go to Bison Transport, and the best place to start is at fuelyourjourney.ca. Oh, by the way, tell them that the Lead Pedal Podcast sent you. All right, women have been in the news for a long time when it comes to trucking, and we're going to talk about some of the articles that we've talked about over our LPR live shows. You can say this is the ladies episode, if you will. We're going to be talking about women drivers and what they why they can be a benefit and how you can work with them so that you can have a more solid team and make sure that everybody is getting along. We're going to talk about women and mechanics. That's right, mechanics are a big thing in the industry right now. We're looking for a lot of them, and women make good mechanics. I'm going to share a story with you about a woman mechanic and how she fell into the job and absolutely loves it. And then we're going to talk about some of the things that, do we need to redesign parts of our industry? Do we need to change the way trucks are? Do we need to change the pay? What will attract women to the industry? Those are some of the things we're going to talk about on today's episode and our hot topics from the last few weeks. So stay tuned and let's get on with it. Hey folks, we often think that truck training facilities only train new drivers looking to be employed in the industry. That's a lie. The fact is, truck training schools like Ontario Truck Driving School offer corporate training for clients in transportation, heavy equipment, and more. The training staff will come to your location and train your team at your location on your equipment. You determine the schedule, and this program is great for fleets with many drivers. To learn how Ontario Truck Driving School can help you efficiently train your team, visit their website at otds.com. Women in the industry today, and got another thing that came across my plate here, and this one came across my plate from the Women in Trucking, which is a stateside U.S. That'd be the same thing, wouldn't it? Stateside U.S. Industry Association, and we've been I'm not sure we're a member anymore because I don't remember the last time I actually signed up, but we've worked with them over the years. Ellen Voy's in charge of that, and their article was about how men can be better allies for women in the trucking industry, and they say the goal of Women in Trucking is to create a more gender diversity industry, and proud of the fact that 15% of their members are men who join because they support their mission, and there are men who serve on the board of directors, and it's true. I am one of those drivers that Do support women in the industry. Think more of them are needed. I've worked with many women in my years, and I certainly believe that they are great for our industry. And so they're encouraging men to join the industry and get to know them. They're saying that many men feel that gender diversity is a woman's issue, and really, it's not a woman's issue. It's well, it's all of our issues now. I don't even know what you call all of those letters, but there's call letters for it, right? So it's a leadership issue that affects everybody in the organization. And so there was a book written by David G. Smith and Brad Johnson about how men can be better allies for women in the workplace. And they claim that to take responsibility for creating a more gender diversity workplace because they have the influence and the power to create change. For men to be better allies, they say first they need to understand the perspective of their female coworkers. This came out in the pandemic. Remember, we had bathrooms. It's one thing when you can't get into bathrooms. Guys can go between tires. We can do all that kind of stuff. Women, not necessarily okay. And so they're saying look for that. They suggest men should be situationally aware of women during meetings and interactions. Be sure to eliminate sexist words from your conversation. A woman in trucking, we use that term staff when referring to working at a trade show. We can't man the booth. Don't assume women should take notes at a meeting, and don't expect her to bring. I don't know. Are we still in that 1950s culture? I mean, I think it's the other way around. I see more guys bringing coffee for women. Just treat each other equally. I think that's what we really need to talk about. And since the Me Too movement, many men are concerned about mentoring or even working close. Now, this one I got to say is something the authors suggest: a mixed gender small group to meet for coffee or lunch. If this is an issue, consider including your partner when meeting a female outside the office. Now, okay. So first of all, this is one of those things that. Being older, okay, I'll be 60 this year. Being older, women in the industry is something, you got to watch what you say, and you got to watch how you say it, and all those jokes. I remember when I met my wife, she's older, and she's also from Quebec. So all the old jokes that I knew had to go out. All of the Quebec jokes we used to say in the trucking industry had to go out. So, I mean, we all have to change, right? And I do think that everybody needs to just chill a little bit and just breathe. Like, take a joke. Like, holy smokes, not everything is meant to be. I understand we're in a different world, but at the same time, the old world, like, I'm a black guy here, and I was picked on my whole high school life and trucking life. And if I had fought everybody that said a joke, man, I'd be in prison forever, man. Most of those people respect me. A lot of people are ignorant. So a lot of it is about educating people and letting them know. But at the same time, don't be so sensitive you can't say anything. I mean, I know it's cancel culture and all that stuff's going on, but if we're going to work together, we need to respect everybody, and everybody takes a joke. It's one thing to point fun at. It's another thing to be hateful when you do it. It's one thing to point fun at people. So maybe something like that should happen. As far as meeting women, I don't know about that. My industry, I've got a friend, Wendy. She's at all the conferences. She's part of another trucking business, and whenever we're at a conference, we're always having a beer together or whatever, and we take all these selfies and send them to my wife. Hey, do what we're doing. There's nothing wrong with that. My wife knows her. My wife is always welcome to come along. I'm on air and online all the time, so there's there's nowhere for me to hide. But at the same time, I think there needs to be trust in your relationship. And if you're sneaking around, that's another thing. But if you're just working with women in your daily life or daily industry or whatever it is, your work, I don't think there's a problem with that. And if there is a problem with that, maybe you need to look at how that's looking to people or the way you're doing it. I'm not sure my wife is not going to come to every meeting I go to. She doesn't want to go to any of them. But I also make sure that she's very clear of who I'm going with. We share a calendar. She knows where I'm going. She knows the people I'm meeting, that kind of thing. Training is the key to being more inclusive. So again, just letting people know where we are, establish discussions, do some education. I know this a lot. You may be using the wrong terms when you're recruiting people, and so that's why women are less attractive. I know you go to an industry job fair and they're saying, hey, look at the truck. Maybe the women are not crazy about the truck. Maybe you should be saying, hey, look at the bathroom amenities in the sleeper. That might be something you want to work at. So anyway, they say that a diverse board is the way to go. So women can't change the industry unless men are supportive. That I agree. I can tell you, I talk to a lot of men in the industry, and a lot of the men in the industry are very supportive. In fact, we actually look at it, and some women have said this too, that we look at it as though it's our daughter or our wife that are on the road, and if they need a hand, if we can make their life a little easier. It's not that they can't do the job. Trust me, I have worked with women that can drive circles around most of the guys I know, and they are very good at their job, and there's nothing about them, and they've hauled steel, flatbed, everything. So there's nothing about women not doing the job. I've worked with a lot of women in my industry, and a lot of women that are very good at what they do. So I would encourage you to, if that's a problem for you, you maybe need to go talk to some women, talk about why it is, but maybe you need to just shut up and let them get it done, because I can tell you most women get it done. One thing that I always encourage women when I'm doing training for people, stuff like that, is to get involved with associations. Here's one for the U.S. Women in Trucking is a great one for the U.S. They're all across. There's a couple others that I've come across over the years. In Canada here, we have Women's Trucking Federation of Canada. That is a strong one where women can ask questions. There's mentorship, and I'm part of that. Guys are part of that. We are supportive of women in the industry, and you need to as well. So hopefully that helps. All right. Hey, you know what? Here's one that the Thompsons wrote for the Women's Trucking Federation of Canada about women behind the wheel, and it's called Women Behind the Wheel. Pretty 22-year-old that is driving truck across North America right now in the U.S. and she's been she's got a big following on TikTok, 120,000 people there, and she's been driving for a year and a half. Got her CDL at 21, and she's now talking to people about the industry, and good for her. And she's only 5'2", so I'm sure she gets a few looks. Here's some of the comments. We're just talking about what she's doing. Here's some of the comments that they say that people talk to her and they don't believe that she's driving a truck for a living. She said, people don't believe me because I'm pretty but look young. I'm short and weigh 125. They never see me at truck stops, she said. Men even stop at her truck stops frequently in disbelief. All I hear at truck stops is, that's you driving that 18-wheeler, she said. People took to the comments to share their reactions. Love this for you. I start school in January, said one aspiring trucker. Smart, beautiful, and young. Triple threat, said another. And congratulations on your success. Pretty go, girl, said a third. Wow, I admire you, said one inspired viewer. Love how you pretty and have guts. Stay safe, princess. I'm glad to see there's more pretty truckers out there. I don't see, said a fellow truck driver. So, hey, there you go. That's some of the cool stuff that people are saying to her about being a female truck driver. Good for you, girlfriend. We need more people like that to show people that that's what this industry has to do. And never, it's one thing to follow along, but you got to keep yourself educating in this industry, as I've been telling people, and as I've been someone who's been in that seat for 25 years before. Hey folks, in today's economy, it's what you keep in your pocket that's important, and that means your taxes as well. And you know what? I want to tell you about RS2000 Tax Services. They specialize in the trucking industry. That's right. Whether you're an owner-operator, a carrier, a truck driver, it doesn't matter. They can help you because they understand the importance of you being on the road and the kind of things that you're going to come up against, and so they can help you. And I got to tell you, they are extremely proud of the service they provide because they provide it to most of Ontario. They're available 7 days a week, 12 months of the year. That's right. The people that are going to be dealing with you are going to be at your home, at your business, wherever you need them to come to, because they understand that you're traveling. You don't have time to go and drive somewhere else on a weekend. You've only got a certain amount of time to be with your family. So they come to you. You can ask them questions anytime at 1-800-304-3986. And they operate Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Although they're consultants and accountants that deal with you, work with your schedule, so you will be available there. If you want to give them a call, again, tell them that the Lead Pedal Podcast sent you at 1-800-304-3986, or you can visit their website at rs2000tax.com. They're in Komoka, Ontario, but they don't want you to go there. That's why they come to you. Who can find Komoka? Anyway, we've been dealing with them for a while. They've been in business since 1994, and I can tell you, we've had them here on the podcast many times talking about their services, so you can go and listen to any of those episodes if you want to hear what they have to say. But they have been around for a long time. They specialize in trucking, and better off, they specialize in you. Give them a call at 1-800-304-3986 or visit them at rs2000tax.com. Make sure you tell them we sent you. Women, we've got lots of women drivers. In fact, I was doing some training for a customer the other day, and got a couple women in the class doing very well. And one of them has never been in trucking before, was actually in broadcasting. Yeah, I do. I see flurries outside my window. We're here in Burlington, Ontario, and that's not cool. That's not cool. That's not cool. Last week, I washed my truck twice and I drove it once. That's what it's worth. So, hey, who else we got on here? We got anybody else on here? Wild Trucks Dave, you want to come on here? Feel free. If you want to come on, just let me know in the comments and I'll bring you on screen there. Hey, they say that women trucking is changing the way a lot of things work, which is for the better. Washrooms really came into effect during the pandemic. And they say that survey reveals that 89% of female drivers feel safe when sleeping in their truck, compared to 11% who do not. Right, so now you're starting to think of big rig safety there and what that means for everybody. And safety is a big concern for women in the industry as well. So a CFO at Workhound pointed out that the notion of safety can change yet again when women work directly with men, particularly during training. What's your thoughts on that? If you were, I don't know, we don't have any. I don't think we have any women on here. So, but that is a concern. We've talked about that before in the industry as well, as to what is the proper training. Do you have women and men in a truck, and what happens when they're on the road and all that kind of stuff. And so they, a lot of companies, Bison and a lot of them have gone to having women on the road. Either pair them with other women drivers or provide hotels for everybody, which is a good way to go. They say that truck design is not so much of an issue. What they're saying is the notion that we need lady trucks to do this job is ridiculous. Women have been trucking since 1918. That is true during the World War. We have women still driving today that have over 50 years of experience. So the women in trucking are saying it's not really an issue. What is an issue there? We've got 2 Up Sales just joined us there. 2 Up Sales. I like that. Just joined us. So we're talking about women in the industry, and do you think we need to redesign trucks, or they'll probably want to put a plexiglass between it, right? Or a cage. I don't know what they're talking. They're just they're saying that not one size fits all. And I think as long as you're working with a reputable company, you're not going to have a problem with a lot of this stuff. So let's keep that in mind as well. And then they got into pay. They got into driver pay, and that's one of the things we were talking about as well. Is don't believe that men make more than women. Trucking is the one of the few industries where everybody gets paid the same as far as the highway work goes. Maybe not so much in the other areas, but certainly in highway work. And then they say entry-level driving training fields generally have low pay across the board. Entry-level driving should have low pay across the board until you get your experience. Why do we got to keep having everybody have the same pay? And that's been part of the problem. We got to show the progression. Now we should have. I'm not saying we shouldn't have the same pay, men and women. That we should have the equal pay, but we should have different pay for what you do in that trucking company, whether you're on the road or whatever. And that goes to skilled trades. What are you guys thinking about skilled trades? Do we still need it? I think we haven't gone anywhere. We got all of these talks that started about Driver Inc. We've got all these talks that started about skilled trades, safety on the road. All of those things, nothing's been done with half of them, and our roads are getting a little worse from what everybody's saying. So maybe we need to start getting some of these things done and stop talking about them. We talk about them a lot. Trust me, I'm at all the conferences. That's all we talk about. Hey, so who we got on? Large Cars 379 had to leave. Ricky Dispatch is on. Wild Trucks, David's on with us. 2 Up Sales. I hope I'm saying that right. Anyway, good to have you guys on Instagram. I guess our Facebook people are all all really busy today because there's nobody on Facebook. But that's okay. That's okay. We're going to get into. So, what are your thoughts on women in the industry? Do we need to redesign the trucks? Do we need to change the way the pay is? I don't think we should change the pay for women and men. I think we need to keep it equal. That's my opinion. We need to keep that equal. So what do you guys think about that? That's what we want to know for sure is what do we have to do? And that was one of the articles we got on today's All right, if you have women drivers on your fleet, then you want to make sure that they're comfortable in doing so. We've talked about that at many conferences lately, and as you can tell by the last few articles, it is in the news. So, you know what? They make great drivers. Let's get them out there. Let's get them comfortable in training and in the way they work in the workplace, and you too can have an amazing fleet with lots of women. We need more of them on there. All right, my friends, hope you like that. Hey, by the way, I hope you know that we've changed our Lead Pedal Radio platform. We've gone to Mixcloud, so go to mixcloud.com/leadpedalradio and you can find us there. And of course, we're still on our other socials. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and you can find me on LinkedIn. So join us wherever you are. We've got a new whole format. Our app is no longer in service. We've decided to take that out because Mixcloud had their own app and there was no reason for us to have two. So go to mixcloud.com. That's where we are, or you can go to leadpedalradio.com and get the information from there as well. All right, follow us, my friends. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.
This has been another episode of the Lead Pedal Podcast. For more information or to subscribe to the podcast, visit theleadpedalpodcast.com and be sure to follow the podcast on Facebook and Twitter.